We coming from the mountain. KG. And the kettle we nothing. Next level devil. And if you don't want trouble, you better pay the devil. And if you don't want pay, we blew up everybody. And when you hear we pan men, the only chant the anthem dance. We from the mountain. Say just we from the mountain. We from the mountain. We from the mountain. It's fire and chain. The devil's at it again. The spirit jumping in tongue, just a ball in the brain. Soon as we reach the stage, devils all in their waist. Encouraging bacchanal, one and all in their face. We from the mountain.
All right, baby, all right.
Journey, the experience, the hub.
I come so, and then I went so. And I come up so, and I come back so. But I get a man a hire work for the day because I couldn't make the drive. So I get somebody a hire work for the
what
day.
you should do when you come in Paramin.
First time in Paramin in my life. Every time I say I come in Paramin, I could never reach. You know what scared me? The hills. The hills.
That is something to be cautious about, yes. But I have to, first of all, I have to welcome you to Paramin.
Yes.
It is your first time.
Yes, it is.
So welcome. You are actually in the hills of Lavape, which is, there's different names to Paramin because there's different areas and sections.
Right.
And the majority of it is Patois words. So Lavape is mountain of mist, and that is connecting to La Vigie mountain. La Vigie is the lookout, and that is the terminology for it in English, because it's a patois word.
Right.
And it is the highest populated mountain
In the Caribbean.
So you can drive all the way up to La Vigie and you have this wonderful view. It's a 360 view of Trinidad, and you can actually get to see, on a very clear day, a very long distance.
Steph, well, I would see that on Google because I think this is the highest point I will be making. Because listen to me, all you have belly to do this every day, whole day, you know, with your eyes closed,
It's
coming
a
and
lifestyle.
going. Clearly it is.
Yeah.
And then when we came now, we see the flags, very patriotic. We came in now, we see the wire bending, the wire in the back when wire had to bend.
Yeah.
We came now, we see the wings, because I mean, the job have to take place, the job is taking place.
Yeah.
We are in the height of Carnival 2025. I did stick fighting, now I'm doing the Blue Devils. I have to do the Black Devils, I have to do the Moko Jumbies, I have to do the Baby Doll. We working.
Yeah.
We giving culture the light that culture needs. So from
Appreciate
my research, tell me if I'm wrong, the the Blue Devils originated from the Jambolasi,
Yes.
1800s.
Yes.
We're known for the fire in the mouth, the beating of the crickston,
Yeah.
and the fork. And the best part for my child, pay the devil.
Yeah.
My research was good?
Yes, it was. It was good actually. We have the wings also.
Yes.
So that was an evolution of the Jab Molasi, but that was created by the Blue Devils. So, and also the Crixton now, when they banned the drum and skin drums in 1884, that is when they started picking up other stuff. And Trinis have rhythm.
Yes.
So that is why the tambu bamboo was born also, because they knocked that bamboo. And
The
we
stick,
also
the
do something
bamboo
similar.
and the stick.
Yeah, and they knock it on the ground.
Yeah.
We also do something similar like that, which is called bongo, which is a celebration of life when somebody passed.
Yeah.
So we have that tradition, but we only do that through hymns and stuff like that. But the pitcher pan now, that was when they used to boil the ham and stuff like that. And then for carnival, they use that as a musical instrument, and to date, we still use it.
But I need to know, the Jambolasi originated from Grenada or from Trinidad? Where that originated from?
I think that it is something deeper than that, but to my knowledge, it is Jab Molasi is Molasses Devils, and we had our cane farms down here, and that is where the origination of Jab Molasi was born. But the commercialization and the popularity
Grenada.
Pointer. Yeah, because Grenada own that and they
Yeah.
use oil, right?
Yes.
So I don't know how to say oil in patois yet, but that is what you would identify it as. You know, not molasses devil.
Right.
So it's the same slavery culture and is not to envy or fight anybody, but it's just to show the uniqueness of the cultures, and even if we are far away, we still have that similarity because of the slavery.
Because when I was reading on the history, the Blue Devils was a form of celebration against the slave masters.
Yeah.
Right? So we paint ourselves in the paint, we disguise ourselves, but within doing that, we were still having a good time.
Yes, because that was the one day that the slaves were given a chance to celebrate instead of working. And they did not have much resources to go and buy stuff.
Yeah.
But then they used to sing calypso and sing songs about their masters.
Yes.
So now they
And
used
we
to
still do
pretend to
this.
look
Yeah,
like that.
we still do this in
to date.
2025.
Right.
Yeah.
So the celebration now was just to free yourself and just be somebody that you don't usually be on the day. I believe it's just to create a character in your mind.
Yeah.
And bring that character
Yes,
to life.
to life.
Yeah. So it can be, and my friend said this from abroad. He was trying to wrap his mind around our culture, which is the slavery culture that we came from. And now we have Carnival, which is the most happiest event on the world.
On the
in
calendar
the
map.
world. When it comes to celebration. And they cannot wrap their minds around something that came from so dark. And now it's
into something like this.
The happiest
the greatest
thing
show on the earth.
You know
yes.
what I'm saying? So we love where we come from, and we thank all the people that actually handed down the mantles throughout the years to show us what we're supposed to do and why we are doing it. Because Blue Devils are actually a representation of St. Michael the Archangel.
Tell me.
Blue, God loves you.
Tell me.
So,
blue, God loves you.
Yeah. So during my research, trying to find out why we play Blue Devils, and I keep asking all the elders, and they said to me, when God sent St. Michael, the Archangel, to defeat the devil, he didn't want to be in an angel form. He wanted to look like a devil and just get close to him. So that is what he transformed himself into, but he was still blue, and that is how he got close to defeat the devil.
So
that
you see,
is the
this is the
representation
first time I
of
come
Blue Devil.
Paramin. This is the first time I have heard anything along these lines of
About
having
that.
the relation of the Blue Devil.
Yeah.
And then now we grew up hearing the term blue,
Yeah.
blue, God loves you.
Yes.
And we didn't know where it come from. How long you doing the devil thing?
I am doing it. I have been doing it all my life because I am at an age where we are the bridge between the old generation and the new generation. So we saw things like pitch and playing top and things, the old school games and traditions, and the modern day, we understand the modern day technology. So when I was little, Blue Devils used to come house to house just like Parang up here. So we still do it, but on a smaller scale.
Be honest, you weren't afraid. Because
I was never afraid.
I was always afraid
I
of
was
Blue
never
Devil.
afraid of Blue Devils. I was always intrigued by them. And the only time I would cry is when they're leaving and they tell me I can't go with them. Because I was always outside and wings hitting me. And every time I remembered asking, why we painting for Parang for Christmas? And Blue Devils just come in and dirty your house right after in Carnival.
Right.
Because they used to come house to house and you
after
needed
Christmas
to pay them.
is Carnival.
Yeah, and you needed to pay them for them to leave. So that was my most fondest memory of Blue Devils coming house to house. And then from there, I started playing as a youth, growing up in different bands and seeing people blowing fire and like, I want to do this. Never asked them, but always trying to do it. I got burnt a lot of times, but now I'm
a
good enough
professional.
to-
Professional.
I'm well trained in fire breathing.
All right, so we're going step by step with fire blowing. Tell us how we do it.
Okay, so fire breathing is actually fun once you understand all the dangers of it, because a simple thing as the wind change can get you that kiss. We call it a kiss, where the fire comes back and it nearly goes into your mouth. They would not do that, but that is what it feels like.
Right.
And then you have to be very mindful of your crowd and the people that are around you. And we always have a pyro team with us. Anybody who is looking to do open flames in our group, we have 2 people watching them. Someone who will actually top up their kerosene and bring water for them and give them the stuff that they need immediately. And then we have someone who is actually standing by a fire extinguisher at all times, and that is only last resort. So if we bypass all the safeties and something still has to happen where someone is to catch fire or something is to catch fire, that person will then engage and then quell it. But we have to do it in the most professional way, as not to create an alarm or a panic, because most of the times you're in a big crowd, so you're trying to get that
And people
done
anxiety
as
level
calmly
is
as possible
is
and
high.
as fast.
Yeah.
So over the years, we've been doing it and we've been changing our rules and seeing how we can be better. And I believe that we are very professional when it comes to open flames.
So tell me, I take any kerosene and I put it in my mouth. After I put it in my mouth, how I engaging for the kerosene to come out my mouth into the flame?
Okay, so my best explanation is, well, I guess when you're around my age, you're younger than me. So when you was bathing outside or by like a pool or something when you're young and you're making a rainbow.
Yeah, full him out of water.
And you're trying to make that rainbow because you love to see it. That is the exact same thing. So it comes like you're making a mist. So you're keeping some compression in your mouth and you're using your stomach
Right.
to push that air
out.
But as thin as possible, because kerosene has a low flash point. The flash point isn't that high. So it needs to be in a mist form in order for it to catch. Unless it passed the boiling point of the liquid, then it will catch. So you must have that mist form, or else it'll just look like a fountain and it will not catch.
And then you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
And then you're not scaring the public.
No,
You're not scaring the public. Right? So you are part of its next level.
Yeah.
Right.
The name of our group is Next Level Devils Performing Arts and Cultural Group.
And how long has that been in existence?
I believe Next Level Devils has been registered since 2019. But we have always been a group around each other.
Yeah, because when we
for
Google,
years.
when I was doing my research and I Google Blue Devils in Trinidad and Tobago, you all were the first name that came up. So Google has it registered as Next Level from Paramin.
Yeah.
Is the movement for the Blue Devil legacy in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
Yep.
I did not know
well,
that.
now you know.
But I believe it's just because we wanted to showcase ourselves as not just as regular devils, but to showcase our culture in any part of Trinidad culture that you will not usually expect. So now we are in art galleries. So
Yeah.
people did not, my grandmother will not accept a Blue Devil photo of me hanging up in her house. Because in her mind, that is a devil, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter who. But now people understand Blue Devils and then they understand art. So now we are in books
And then culture.
paintings and
They
stuff.
also
So it's
understand, yeah.
unorthodox. Yeah, so it's unorthodox to see things like that, but we made it possible.
Yeah.
Even through music, we tried to do some songs and work with artists and stuff like that. Our most recent stuff is the Cambole rhythm, where I had to do the intro for Smitty Smith, which is Blue Star Productions.
Smitty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my good boy.
That's my boy too.
And well, big up Nyla,
Yeah.
Nessa Preppy, Pretty, and JW did a wonderful job. Olatunji has a very nice one. And well, my favorite is Blue Boy.
Yeah, because Blue Boy is on your rhythm. I was not about
that's
to
my
say
favorite.
that. Yeah.
And I just love working with them because that shows every contribution of Carnival is very valid. And I love how I get to work with them, not just as a artist on the stage, but beyond the scenes also. So this is just us trying to push the Blue Devil culture as far as we could go, just as how Grenada has popularized
with
their
the jab. The jab is
I
a
would like
big
to do
thing.
the same thing with our group, and not just our group, but Paramin on the whole. So I represent Paramin Blue Devils anywhere I travel over the world. I don't just mention Next Level Devils.
It's all of us.
Paramin Blue Devil.
It's all of us. I had Keegan in his studio on Monday, and he raised a really valid point, and he's asking promoters to take the culture of the Moko Jumbies, of the Blue Devils, a step further and not just place them on the entrance of your events and have them there for the first 2-3 hours, and then after that they dismantle and then they go back home. But have them more incorporated in the culture, in the parties. Do you share the same sentiment as him?
Well, we've been doing it all the time. So the commercialization, it depends on what the client wants. So just for this new year here, I wasn't at the entrance. I was actually the hype of it. So it depends on what the client have in their mind to do. That is what I would do as a commercial Blue Devil. Because you're just trying to accommodate for people that
Their
who
needs
have
and their
ideas,
wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've been on Napa stages, Sapa stages. We opened both events. We've been doing theaters. Sometimes people want that same Blue Devil band, but in the fete when everybody there. And we do those stuff, but not everybody understands how to control that crowd
Yeah.
or how to pay for it.
Yeah.
So it is rare, but it is still there.
But do you think the culture needs to do more in accepting the concept of the Blue Devils, the Black Devils, the Moko Jumbies, the Midnight Rubber? Do you think the culture needs to do more?
There's always room for more, but I have no complaints with what they have been doing because we've been working with the ministries and different companies throughout the year. And that is something that they show different styles of where they want to place us. We are the faces of some brands.
Yeah, if we go through the airport, we're going to see a Blue Devil on a logo. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even Craft Hub TT.
Craft
I'm
Hub.
one of the faces because
I'll have
Craft
to
Hub
take a look
TT
into that.
showcases local products and handcrafted stuff from
Right.
Trinidad, right? And they try to produce that, market that as far as possible. And I'm one of the faces that showcases the accept culture, and this is what we could do because I've been modeling for them for certain jewelries and stuff like that. So I have no complaints with the people trying to do it. It's just I would suggest that they be safe and try to do it in a theater point
Production
of view.
sort
But
of
if you
way.
want that, then the value has to go
Go up.
Yeah, because now you have to
Yeah.
come and rehearse and
Correct.
stuff like that. Because we've been doing Soca Monarchs for years.
Yes.
You know, so we understand the professionalism that we have to do. And then when we on stage, we have to look like you can't talk to us, you can't call us.
You have to
and
create that
have
fear.
Yes, you
Yes.
have to bring that character to life. So once you are professional and you understand professionalism, you can have these two things in place in a professional zone and still have that effect.
The greatest taboo that is associated with a Blue Devil.
Other than pay the devil. The red stuff coming out their mouths. A lot of people do like that.
Yes.
So if someone is very scared or if I do something and they reacted, that is exactly what I want because Blue Devil is street performance.
Yeah.
It's theater on the road.
Yes.
So you need to pick props as you go along, which I believe is very hard. And my prop, I always like my prop to be at least 10 people away from me. So I will choose you quite in the back there and interact with you. And then all these people here now is getting a show. So even if you do this, I'm looking at you. And that is how we get to give people a show. And sometimes, well, you have to know when to stop because if it's a child and the child cries, that's quite all right because you startled them. But to remain there and have them trembling, then that is where the professionalism comes into place. And then you try to calm them down, wave at them, let them give you a 5 or leave.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to know when to stop because sometimes it'll be funny and then say, oh God, leave them alone.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's not only children, it's big people that's big head out. So
Pray the devil.
But we understand that because of the character that we have to perform. So it is a pleasure to see people like that, but there's a limit.
I like how you said that. Because the Blue Devil had interacted with me outside the Frederick Street, where you call that earlier.
City Hall?
Oh my gosh, that is where my fear started and it has never
yeah,
That devil was not moving, and I'm like, why are you doing me this?
And you pay
I
them?
don't have no money, I cannot pay you. Move. And since then,
Mhm.
my fear of the Blue Devils has never, ever left me. What is one of your greatest achievements thus far since being a representation of Paramin and Trinidad by extension? That's a nice question.
Yeah. My greatest, well, I would say one of my greatest experiences was actually traveling to different countries and showcasing Blue Devil cultures to people that doesn't know anything about
About
it.
it,
So I've
yeah.
been to Canada, but not on the road. It was in theaters.
Right.
Because I was touring with Etienne Charles.
Yeah.
And
He does a lot for culture.
he does.
He does
And
a lot
he
for
has been doing
culture.
it years
Yes.
now. Because I have a song with him. And with his jazz, it is called Chamolasi,
Right.
actually. And it is from the album The Sound of a People. And I'm the cover of that album
Right.
too. So is when I went there, and after I performed, I was going to bathe and change. And he was like, what are you doing? So I said, just go and bathe and change, you know. Him know people want your autograph and they want pictures with you. And I
Which
was
you
actually,
dressed like the,
yeah.
the Blue Devil?
And they was genuinely amazed. And I never saw anything like that before. And they was coming to me with autographs and pictures that I've seen years before. And it was actually feeling very appreciated. So I appreciated that. And then from there, we did books and we did paintings, and those things actually raised the value of
the
the
Blue
mentality
Devils.
of how I think Blue Devils should be
Yeah.
looked at.
Yeah.
So I've been always trying to just be better, be a better Blue Devil, be more scary, still keep it authentic.
Don't forget that part.
You know? Yeah, because you need to understand authenticity, and even if you want to be creative. Because I've been doing Blue Devils, and I did some high-end Blue Devils some years ago, and people did not grasp that at all. It was not the time for it. It was
Is he
pre-painted Blue
grungs?
Devils.
Is he
Yeah.
grungs? Is he grungs?
So it was not the year for that. Maybe if I
Yeah.
do it upcoming now,
I don't even
they
think
might
I don't
understand.
even think if you do it now, because from what I'm seeing is that culture is finding its way back home.
Yeah.
The spotlight, it's coming in on what makes this fabric of red, white, and black. And I want to say, in my opinion, we tried to revolutionize the culture, but the culture wasn't happening. It wasn't taking it. The tents are not dying, the panyards are not dying, the characters are not dying, the people are not dying.
Nope.
So culture will always remain me, you, and all are we. It will always remain that. And I think, you know, sitting here, first time sitting in the hills under this kind of, this energy.
Yeah.
And after talking to Keegan, and as he says, everything is a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Everything is
Keegan
an
Taylor,
energy.
right?
Yes.
That's my good friend.
Everything is it comes from the spirit, or it originates from the spirit.
Yeah.
And for you to do what you have to do is not the ordinary man doing that.
Yeah.
That is a spirit that transcends into the human being and gives us me, you, and culture.
Yeah. Because the spirit of carnival is actually that rhythm, that vibe, that energy, that even if you're tired, you
You're
know
going,
you're tired.
and you're
but
going.
somehow this song just come on and you
Yes.
just get this vibe and you're going again. And even with alcohol, sometimes during the year, you take one little sip and you're drunk. And then for carnival,
It's a
everybody you
different
say, hey, take
something.
a shot, take a shot. And it's different things you're mixing.
Yeah.
And for some strange reason, you are very conscious, you're not drunk.
Yeah.
And you understand everything what's going on, and you're not slurred with your speech.
Check my Ash
nothing
Wednesday.
like that.
Check my Ash
Yeah.
Wednesday.
You know, so that energy of carnival is very, very mystical when it comes to where you get your energy.
I like that word, mystical.
Yeah, because you can't really explain
What's happening?
what
What
going
is
on.
happening?
Yeah, because I've seen a child that has never seen Blue Devils before. She's very quiet, to herself, introverted, and she went to try Pretty Mass, and she crossed the stage. She was all right. She liked it, and then she came by us, and she said, "I could try the paint." So I just thought, well, she just wanted a little pain to feel
Mm-hmm.
this girl gone down in the blue, right? Because we playing pan. And she was young. She was like 6 years old. And she painted up her whole self. She wanted wings. I give her the whole thing.
Yeah.
And she crossed the stage again.
Full
she
works.
make front page. Her mother was like, what you do, my child? I was like, I don't know. Because she never saw her daughter in that light before, and she loved that how her daughter could have interacted with
others.
And
Yeah.
that is just an avenue. To me, if you show kids that age carnival and culture, they would be more open to
Yes.
people, open-minded. They would be more creative.
Because it's beyond the beads and the It's beyond the
not
beads and the
pretty.
feathers. Yeah.
It's not pretty. It's actual culture. You know, so they will be talented and they will be more open-minded to speak to people and interact with people and stuff like that. So I believe it's also that what keeping the heritage together by the giving
passing
the
on
youths,
traditions.
Yeah,
You pass
giving
it on
youths
and on.
reason to want to like it is very important. Yeah, so
I mean, from one person who is, I've always been for culture. I think there's something unique about the fabric of what makes red, white, and black. I think there is more to our story than the nation sees and the world sees.
yeah.
And being able to interact with someone who is carrying the flag, not just from the next 7 weeks, but beyond the carnival season.
Yeah.
It's saying thanks. It's saying thanks. Thanks for being a part of culture.
Wow.
Thanks for being culture. I think that's the correct way to say it.
that. It really, it just, it be. And I believe that most of like, the circle that I'm in, we have that same passion. You know, you must know a carnival person. It doesn't matter if they don't put on a costume, because there are people that in carnival that they do even put on costume, but they make it, and they're there every
The
time
spectators,
to help you.
the support.
You know, so everybody's part is very important.
I just
when it
don't like
comes
how
to
you have no
carnival.
blue for me to put my hand. You know no blue,
The blue
for me
right
to put
there.
my hand
Don't
inside
worry,
it.
the blue right there.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap up today?
Not really. It's just that once you're in carnival, just be safe, be mindful of different things that are around you. I would always like to say, try to keep a cool head at all times, calm any situations. Don't try to make it more hostile, because we don't ever see any violent things, and we are Blue Devils all over in all fets. And we always have our vibe. And we have a good vibe, and we always see good things. So I would say, don't be afraid to go anywhere. Just be mindful of where you are and your crowd that you have, and just enjoy it.
That's a good
Don't take
note
it
to
too
end on.
serious.
I mean, I'm sitting in Paramin, my first time. It wasn't that bad. I'm being honest, it wasn't that bad. But as Steph say, we are in the spirit of 2025. We are asking everybody to keep a level head. And as always, love, light, and blue.
Don't forget
Remember,
to
blue,
smile.
blue, God loves you. Hey! You get